Are you currently on Ozempic, Wegovy, or the like, and you were losing all kinds of weight initially, but now you're no longer losing weight? Like, what gives? What could possibly be going on? Well, the answer is much simpler than you're making it out to be, and no, it does not involve coming off of the medication, decreasing the dose, or whatever else you've read on another Facebook forum. You see, in order to lose weight, we need to be in a calorie deficit. The calories that are going in, the food that you're eating, the calories from that must be less than the calories that you're burning throughout the day, not only through activity and exercise, but also from just existing and sitting at your desk. And looking at this graph right here, this is what most people expect their weight loss journey to be like. They expect the trend to be continuously going down, the exact same rate from the day they started to the day that they hit their goal, or to infinity and beyond. But the reality is that is just not how this works, especially when it comes to your body. It has an entirely different plan in place. And hey, if you're enjoying my content, don't forget to hit that subscribe button down below so you can learn more about how to manage your weight with and without medication. Plus, every time I see that subscriber number go up, you make me feel real happy inside, and I keep wanting to make content. As well, check out the OG members membership side of my YouTube channel, where I do a monthly live with the OG members. We talk about topics and videos that don't show up on my regular feed, and it's really about topics that, well, are going to help you to actually lose weight, the actual step-by-step process that you need to learn, and also the skills that are going to help you to maintain that weight loss long term. Be sure to check it out. All the links and everything you need are down below. One thing that a lot of people need to understand is that your body doesn't want you to lose weight. Your body doesn't care if your weight is negatively affecting your life, health, or what have you. It's really not its problem. And that's because our bodies were designed for a world that existed 30,000 years ago, when we were living in caves, and if we wanted to go find food, well, we had to go out and hunt and gather, even when it was minus 40 out. And if in that environment we were losing weight, it wasn't to get skinny for Aunt Sue's wedding, it was because we were actively dying and there was no food in the environment. As such, our bodies have developed a number of fantastic mechanisms that are very effective at preventing you from losing weight. And as per evolution, the individuals that had the most effective systems in place, well, they were the ones that survived. And those that didn't are unfortunately no longer with us. And all of these mechanisms and adaptations that your body has in place fall under a blanket term called metabolic adaptations. So these adaptations are going to kick in when you're losing fat and when you're not consuming enough calories. And therefore, they are going to affect that calories in versus calories out equation. And there's going to be a number of things that occur. First and foremost, that as you're losing weight, you're going to become physically smaller. And therefore, as you are smaller, your body just simply needs fewer calories to exist, to move around, to do all of the things that you usually do at a higher weight. Your body is also going to become more fuel efficient. Your basal metabolic rate is going to decrease to some degree, and this is going to be due to hormonal changes, physiological changes, and muscle loss that can come with weight loss. Your body is also going to get you to move less. It's going to be a lot of the things that you don't even realize are occurring, but it's kind of your day-to-day activities, like the tapping of your foot, the moving and fidgeting, how much I talk with my hands, and that sort of thing, are all going to be decreased and thus are going to add up and compound over the course of the day so that you are just burning less calories via movement. You're going to see a decrease in your motivation to work out or do any kind of movement whatsoever. You're going to be much more inclined to be like, you know what, let's take the elevator today. The stairs, they just seem way too hard. And finally, you're going to see an increase in your appetite. Your hunger and your cravings are going to go up. In fact, it is estimated that for every 1 kilo of fat, so about 2.2 pounds of fat that you lose, your appetite is going to increase by about 100 calories per day in order to make up for that lost fat. And to break that down into a little bit simpler terms for you, let's say you're at your higher weight currently, and your current appetite for your upcoming meal is about 400 calories. That's about how much your body wants you to eat, and it would feel satisfied and full. If you were to lose 1 kilo of fat, well then your body would then be primed for that same meal, but it would want you to eat about 500 calories at that given meal. And as you can probably see, as further and further weight loss occurs, that appetite's going to go up and up and up and up. And all of these adaptations all put together are going to make it really hard to lose weight in the first place. But for every pound, every kilo that you end up losing, it's going to get even more challenging. And in this graph right here, we have what I call the trend of reality. And as you can see, it starts nice and steep, and then it slowly starts flattening out, flattening out, flattening out, until you ultimately plateau. And this is what's going to happen for every single individual that engages in a weight loss journey. The rate of weight loss is going to slow over time. Now, a big thing that you need to know is that if you're currently taking a medication like Wegovy or Zepbound, the drug hasn't stopped working. The drug is still there. It is still having an effect in decreasing your appetite and helping to manage these metabolic adaptations, and it's allowing you to maintain this lower weight. Therefore, we're not going to stop the medication. We're not going to decrease the dose. We're going to stay on the medication at the current dose that we're at. If you come off of that medication, what's ultimately going to happen is you're probably going to gain the weight back. But if you're still working towards your goal and you're wanting to lose more weight, what we need to do instead is we need to create a greater calorie deficit. So again, calories in must be less than calories out. We now have to adjust this equation as we've lost more weight. And therefore, we either need to eat less, so decrease the calories that are going in, or we need to move more, so increase the calories that are going out. That's it, that's all. There's no special hack, there's nothing else that needs to be done. That is just what needs to occur if you want to lose further weight. So, if you're not currently tracking your calorie intake, you probably need to start. If you're not currently going to the gym, you probably need to start. And in some cases, if you're actually already on a lower dose of the medication and have plateaued out, that might mean we also need to go up on the medication in order to further suppress those metabolic adaptations to allow you to lose more weight. And hey, if you want a tool to help you on your weight management journey, then you should probably check out the link down below where you can download my 7-day food journal. Now, this isn't a standard food tracking journal or anything like that. We're not just looking at the food that you're eating. We're also looking at your feelings and emotions before and after a meal. The better understanding that we can gather of your feelings and emotions when it comes to your dietary patterns, the better understanding that we can do and the strategies that we can put in place in order to help you mitigate those high risk times to better manage and move towards the goals that you're trying to work towards. Overall, this is going to help to improve your relationship with food, it's going to help you to improve your overall nutrition, and it's going to help you to keep moving in the direction that you want to go. So be sure to go down below and check out the link. Now, I do want to just put a couple of warnings out there, if you will, because while it just sounds easy enough to, well, just eat less or move more, as per the old adage is, the thing that you need to understand is that if you're currently at a plateau and you want to lose further weight, well, more and more weight loss is going to require more and more attention. You're going to need to dedicate more time and energy toward your weight loss efforts. So a question that you need to ask yourself is, what's going to be actually realistic for me? Can you honestly increase your current activity levels? Can you honestly eat fewer calories throughout the day? And unfortunately, the answer, well, I could do it for a couple of weeks, just ain't gonna cut it. You see, you need to be able to sustain whatever further changes you're going to make for the long term. Because if you only do it for a few weeks, you might lose a little bit more. But once you go back to your old patterns because you can't sustain it much longer than that, well, the weight is just going to come on back. So be sure to keep that in mind and thinking about what is it that you're willing to sacrifice and put into this, because further and further weight loss is going to require more energy, more time, and if you realistically can't do it in a sustainable fashion, then maybe right now isn't the time to try and lose weight beyond where you're at. So to wrap things up here, the rate of weight loss you're going to experience over time is going to slow and eventually plateau. And this is because of metabolic adaptations. To overcome these metabolic adaptations, we need to create a greater calorie deficit. But we need to be realistic about the changes and tweaks that we're going to be able to make in order to achieve that calorie deficit, because these changes and tweaks that we make need to be sustainable in the long term. And no, we're not going to stop the medication. We're not going to take a medication break. Your body doesn't become adapted to the medication, etc., etc. You just need to stay on the medication, allow it to do what it needs to do, and make other lifestyle tweaks and changes. And as a quick little pro tip, because it just came to me, sometimes it's just a matter of patience. And if you haven't lost weight for 1 week, we'll wait another week, and maybe wait another week, and heck, maybe wait up to 4 weeks, and if the trend is still going down, you're still losing weight, but your rate of weight loss has slowed, and that's okay, and that is normal. Patience is definitely a virtue, my friends. So that is it, and that is all, you beautiful people. I hope you enjoyed this video, and of course, if you did, don't forget to hit the subscribe button down below and turn on those notifications so you never miss out when I put another video out on the page. And if you did get something out of this video, of course, share it with your friends, family, and anybody else that you think might need to hear it. As well, don't forget to sign up for the OG members membership side of my YouTube channel. Not only are you supporting one of your favorite creators on YouTube, but you also get a monthly live with myself where we talk about topics that don't show up on my regular feed, and they're more geared towards teaching you and helping you to actually create the skills you need to manage your weight long term. As well, check me out on all my other channels, the Gram, the Tick, the Talk, you name it, we are out there. And as I always love to sign off, always remember that it's going to be those small tweaks that lead to those massive peaks.